Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of the United States. We've got power concerns. We've got new subjects we're trying to integrate. Looks like Iran is trying to fight back. We are building power plants. Okay. What did we get merged? We dropped them. I think I canceled that last time, but I may not be able to do that. We'll keep suppressed subjects down for a little bit. That way we'll prevent them from going back up. Looks like we need to start making as many moves as possible. Okay. This 17 billion. Paying down our taxes. Now we realistically just need to keep our power grid situation stable. And we should be okay. Let's see. Rocket pods, not as good. Don't really care about them. Drones, I've never really used them. So I'm gonna have to like make attempts with that. Let's see. Space program, 6 days on getting our rockets. So that's okay. Realistically, we need to be up at like 110% in power before we stop making power stuff going forward. And I'm going to continue paying down our trillions and trillions of dollars of debt as much as I can. Every little bit there will help. Yeah, I think I did remove suppressed subjects, if I'm not mistaken, from the last one. Been a few days since I looked at that video. And I played too many games. Yeah, I think what I did is I removed suppressed subjects so I could get political power so I could adjust my taxes faster, which worked out. Seems to have worked out. Yeah, because we're sitting at 2545, which is still 15% higher on corporate tax. Population tax, I would love to see that down lower because that would give us more political power to work with too. I don't like our net technology situation. But I did have to do this to boost our income. Some things you just got to deal with. Get more modern nukes. Yeah, and then there's our power fluctuation. We'll be fine as long as our battery packs hold out. But that's not something we can rely on. We do have a very good construction speed bonus, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what we have as an available special project, supposedly. Like land warfare. They think we can build more stuff, but we don't have any scientists, so there's really no point. 0 point. And is that an attack in... No, it's in Afghanistan. I was almost thinking that was in Pakistan based on the angle. Pretty wild. Um, what kind of? I think do we have any debuffs still? Serbia, Armenia, Afghan. Canada's still getting work done. That's good. Yeah, for this 2020 election, we're not really sitting great for what we need to manipulate. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Pretty much all the political power I get, I'm going to have to sink into that. And whew, we might be veering off our natural course. The Trump term may be forcibly happening to us. But we did finish up the entire tree, so the game doesn't have one for 2020. What is this? Oh, we can. If the autocrats take over, nice. Yeah, 2020 is kind of just gonna be what happens. I think we've pretty much run our course. Since there's no more forcible trees, we're just gonna play with whatever this has gave us as bonuses. Um, asylum seekers. We lose ideology, drift defense, migration rates, police costs. Stagnation with now it's a problem. Whoa, 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 whoa. Rumors of change. Ah. Alright, well, how long does this last? 730 days. That's gonna hurt us. Tax revenue reductions? Just what we need right now. Well, it's a problem, so we're gonna make Southern migrant problem a real reality. Non-aggression pack or pact. Let's see what we can do over here in these regions with some of these agents. Get them all hooked up where we need them. I'm gonna send a woman in. That's probably pretty dumb, but we're gonna do it anyway. And where else? I mean, we really don't need anything there, but we're gonna do it anyway. Advanced vehicle systems. Okay, so we do have some of the good tank stuff. We lost some influence in Canada. Someone's fighting us for influence there. That's what's happening. We'll get on a modern assault cannon going. The Osprey finished up. We could do drone tech, but we're gonna go back over here. Let's see what we got. Active camouflage. Go ahead and get that going. It's about time for it. 2020 is coming up. So we'll go ahead and switch this over to Bell. Like the Raptor could be getting bonuses it's not getting. Same with the F-16 from Lockheed. This is still upgrading. We're not building any because of resources. As we're exporting, so that's pretty terrible. But I guess as long as we keep building Raptors, I'm fine with everything. Ooh. Yeah, that's from the losses from some of those events that happened to us. Then some of these things we took. I'm growing plutocrat. Is that cratic or craftic influences? Yeah, it's plutocraftic influences. That's crazy. Sure, send market vision over. Can we just stop doing that? That's at this point it seems redundant. We're not a superpower, which is crazy. So we do need to work on everything. The migrant problem is a problem. Guess taking over Mexico didn't help us there. We just added to our internal problems and still we may have to deal with Central America and South America. Go to the source. Stop the problem where it started. They shouldn't be wanting to come to America anyway. Their own country was good enough. So let's think about that. Let's think about solving the problem down here. Can we do it peacefully? Maybe not. So what do we got nearby? Non-aligned. Bunch of non-aligned, and then a fascist El Salvador. Or a nationalist. I don't know what they actually are. What? It's just a military junta. Yeah, I think we had a civil war going on, right? So you have Burma, Malaysia, and Guinea. So New Guinea, Sierra Leone. No, that would be Guinea. Where is that? Yeah, right here. Liberian. So they are fighting on this border right here. We cannot interfere. Let's give them the guns. More money for us. I'm just going to click around this area. Maybe there's a faction in here we could interfere in this war with. But I'm not seeing anything. What about Libya? Nothing in Egypt, Somalia. Everything seems peaceful. Yemen. Nothing. Alright, everything's kind of died down, but Iran is still fighting Israel for independence. They stopped being a puppet by virtue of starting a war. So Israel doesn't have the means to actually project power over here, so we can take advantage of that. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, we are justifying war against them, but we won't have anything to do until 2021. So we have until 2021 to get Iran as a puppet. Or not as a puppet anymore, sorry, as a state. So I do not like that. I guess our tax situation stopped us from manufacturing. Let's keep dropping our corporate tax rate. We have to have some sort of factories. Even at the expense of billions and billions of dollars. We cannot have this bad a power fluctuation. Sweden is striking Hungary. Uh, did Sweden break out of NATO or never join? Yeah, so we have Finland. Maybe they never joined. Trump would just be like, we didn't like them anyway, so we'll just go with that as the actual option. How weird would it be if we have to go against Denmark? We get, if we get Greenland, Denmark, and Sweden, this would be one heck of a timeline. Very interesting. All right, and I think missile wise, I'm pretty done with that. I don't see any benefit really. We're not going to be making any other satellites for a while, so I'm not going to worry about that. Planes. How are we looking? Realistically, we need this. But we need near future stealth. The finish, which is in 2 years. We can pretty much pull back from the planes for now. Helicopters just have drones. Boats. Artillery might be something we need. So this is all 2025 stuff. Yeah, we would benefit from getting these. And then let's go ahead and bump up some of these other ones that are further along in their build cycle. All right, it looks like we're doing upgrades for our support equipment. Steel, we have plenty of. That's the one good thing about the US is just you start out with tons of steel. Yeah, I don't really like. What is this? Just a bunch of mobile mechanized, not motorized, sorry. Looking for the right word. I guess adjective, descriptive word. Oh, wow, look at that. That's horrible. That is terrible. A huge power deficit. We're almost like a third world country. How bad our power deficit is there. Yeah, we're losing tons of political power. See what Trump's up to. The Orange Men. How's it going? They're all, yeah. We're just, we're struggling pretty hard. Hmm. You know what? Oh, we did finish quantum computing. That might actually help us a lot more than you would think. Yeah, the power situation, not great. This just makes, well, I mean, if we're running on fumes, this actually wouldn't be bad. Because I think we did get some renewable fields because of the Democratic policies through the Al Gore era of this playthrough. I do need to take that into consideration. Um, we already researched our stealth destroyer. What about stealth frigate? Go ahead and get that going. What do we want? Ingalls? Make Ingalls make all our like cruisers, carriers, stealth destroyers, stealth frigates. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have Ingalls make everything. They get all our military contracts. What are we paying? We're still paying 40 billion a cycle on interest. That's that's wild. All right, we can lower that apparently with 100 billion payment. So we did it. That's pretty good. And what is our debt situation? We're down to 89.7% debt to GDP ratio. Tons of progress there. Looks like we do have an investment we can place, though. Not sure what country that's in. I think you can see decisions. Yeah, so we can look and get a view here. I think that's still fine. Not seeing anything. Maybe right here. I would assume Canada would have been the one that finished up. Oh, presence of the IRD, Solomon, and Iraq. Take him out. We did that in real life. So we're going to do it right here. I don't think that would have happened in January of 2020, though. I don't know about the date on that. I'd have to look that up. Maybe Canada. Do we have all our investment? Ooh. New virus from China. The China virus. Productivity growth. Just in the toilet. Go China. I can't do Trump impressions. I'm just gonna stop. They're not good. Props to those guys that can do that. Let's see. I think we should. I'm gonna start investing in Ukraine. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. Yeah, and it's 138 billion to make those moves. That should help our power gen. We always need more fuel, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. We're gonna guzzle tons of our fuel with our jet turbine engine tanks. This is gonna be what happens. And I imagine, yeah, we do have a lot of fossil fuel plants. For us having a 40% reduction and then we're still using up that much fuel, kind of insane. Wait, what was that? We're down to 5? Ugh, that's horrible. That that's a lot more energy that we're net positive on. It'd be nice if that was like what we are maintaining now, kind of at a minimum. But I doubt that will be the case. Yeah, we're losing projects. No, not gonna show me the investment projects. Guess I'll have to manual. We need one right there. Okay, so Canada is gonna get the funding first. Yep, far northern reaches. Let it sit. We need to get over what is $173 billion saved up. Oh, yeah, 17. Could have done math, I could have done that too. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, we got self-sharpening rods done. Which means one of these ladies. I think they're all ladies. Oh no, it's a dude. Should be available. Laser point defense. Sounds cool. Sounds like something we would have. Then what else can we pump? February 21st. Wow. That's not cool. Guess that's from the stability loss from taking out Soleimani. It was implied. Yeah, that's not good at all. How many days do I still have the reduction? Well, that's still a thing. There was a. Oh, right there. 18th of September, 2021. And we lose stability, tax costs. We lose political power by 25%. Oh my god, that's horrible. Yeah, we might need to start working on the war on drugs realistically, but can't even do that. We got our power plant, so let's bump up Florida's. Oh, Title 42. So this is COVID stuff. Southern border is not a permanent solution. Don't call me Shirley. Or surely there is another way. I they both apply the same debuff. I'm gonna say don't call me Shirley. I don't know. I'm missing the reference. Oh, and we're out of time anyway. Rise of leftism. That's great. So I'll log it here. This is going to be where we're at. I'll catch everyone on the next episode as we try and rectify our geopolitical situation, our economy, and everything else. Anyway, thanks for watching.